It's amazing. The Myke Deacon program is the embassy.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
And welcome back, yes, that glorious music that you have missed, I'm quite sure. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live edition of the Myke Deacon program. Good to see you. Good to know that you are still alive out there. Thanks for pressing play. I am your host, Myke Deacon, yes. Don't say that name 3 times in the dark in front of a mirror. Don't do it. I've learned the hard way. In a moment we do have a full house once more. If you can believe it, boys and girls. Yes, we have a full house here tonight. Back by popular demand is Mr. Triple D, the host of the Triple D show on Rumble. He has picked up where Colin Flaherty left off, continuing to bring us further updates and more outrageous stories involving the fellas. He's been with us before, and he returns tonight to share what's going down out there, what's new. And of course, alongside me is my partner in crime, the one and only Myke Hideous, yes. Former musician and now a working artist. He has drawn assignment, boys and girls, and we always look forward to hearing from Mr. Hideous. Let's kill the music already, yes. Let's hear more of me and less of the music. And yes, let's get right down to business and bring in Myke Hideous one at a time here. Myke, how's it going?
Well, hello there, Mr. Deacon.
Yo.
How the heck are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
What about you?
Right. Friggin' and, hanging in there too.
Hanging to the left a little bit, right?
A little to the left, sometimes to the right, sometimes up, sometimes down.
Yeah, just like my penis. Hangs a little to the left sometimes.
I basically just set you up for those comments.
I might need to get that checked out. But yes,
Anyway, I'm doing good.
Good.
Good to be back on the show with you. I hope all is well.
All is well. Always honky-dory.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm just honky.
Yeah, you're just a honky. Very nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're in high spirits. And Myke, we have Triple D on the line waiting right now.
Oh, goody good.
Yeah, let's bring him on in. Hey, there he is.
Let's bring him.
Triple D, how's it going?
What is going on, people? Nice. I'm doing great. You guys? Glad to be here.
Hello, TD.
Yes, sir. TD, triple D, deceit, delusion detection. You can call me whatever you need as long as we get down to business.
How
Love
about
that.
XXXD?
Even better. Now we're talking.
Yeah, that works too.
They're all just words and labels, right? Some people get offended by words, but I don't.
Me neither. Me neither. Amen.
Very nice. Well, I'm
Yep,
glad to
yep.
have.
Thanks for having me, people.
Yep, glad to have you on here, my friend. It's been a long time, and of course, the last one got shut down very quick. Sadly, but we expect that here.
Not surprising.
Yeah, not surprising, but it happens.
I have a joke for you guys to start off the show.
Shoot.
Yep. Did they give you a warning at all, or what? Did they just completely remove it?
Oh no, they just completely removed it. By the way, Triple D. Sadly, man, it happens. Yeah. Myke hit us with that joke. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a joke for the start off the show here. So, what do you call a lesbian on fire?
What do you call a lesbian on fire?
An LGBTQ.
Oh, wow.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't expect that one already.
Okay, you could start the show now.
Wah, wah.
I did like that one though. To
Thank
Mike's
you very
credit.
much. Boom.
Yes, we need a rim shot here for Myke tonight.
Good.
That's for sure. So,
Thank
Triple
you.
D, again, welcome back to the program. It's been a while, been a long time, but I'm glad you're here. And for those who are not familiar with you, Triple D, can you educate those that this is like, for the first time these people listen to you? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with doing your show?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Been doing social media content for the last 4.5 to 5 years. Rest in peace to Calm Flaherty. You got a nice chance to have an interview with that man, and rest his soul. But he was the godfather, as if you're not familiar with him, he was the publisher, writer, editor of the Denial, Deceit, and Delusion show. After his passing, I really realized that there wasn't really anyone that was out there, more specifically covering black on white crime, interracial black on white crime. So that is pretty much my meat and potatoes, my bread and butter. So I've kind of not picked up the torch in what he did in the past, because he's untouchable. You can't compete, right? So again, what my main focus is to advocate for white victims due to black crime, cover the endless nonstop atrocities that whites that whites are affected by interracial crime. And I've been just unloading, bombarding the nonstop crime stories of white victims.
How could you not? How could you not? It's everywhere.
Well, that's the thing. It's everywhere. It's daily. Like, speaking of that, my background in career, I worked as a CO in the prisons, so I was a correctional officer for many years. And after I left there, because it was just too crazy, it was just too stressful, I ended up going into the field of private investigation. So I'm here in the state of Florida. I'm a licensed private investigator. I do a lot of surveillance ops and stuff like that. It's my main focus. A lot of fraud. We'll just leave it at that. A lot of fraud. And just been pumping out the story after story, trying to grow. As you know, there are certain headlines or certain words that the algorithm or social media does not like. And what I cover, black on white crime, it's not really it's not accepted per se.
It's not popular because it doesn't fit the agenda of the media and the people who think they're so fucking high and mighty, politically correct, that they don't want to hear that there's violence against white people, because that's just bad.
Yeah,
that's what they think. And just to add, I have Colin's book, White Girl Bleed a Lot.
White Girl Bleed a Lot. Yeah.
That book blew me away because he had it all backed up with facts. The QR, I think they were QR codes or links directly to the incidents that were taking place that nobody wanted to talk about.
No. And look what they did to him. Again, God rest his soul. What they did, the exact same thing that they've done to many other great, white content creators. Again, I've never promoted hate through the last 5 years of doing this. I have my own opinions, as we all do, but I've never used any racial slurs, any derogatory stuff towards any race.
Oh, God
Uh,
forbid a white guy
well,
does that.
well, that's what I'm saying, right? But I've been shadow banned. I've had my account shut down numerous times. And again, it's very, very difficult as a white man here in America, probably just in the world, to
Yeah.
advocate for white people, again,
Yeah.
on a positive note without anything negative, and speak up for our white people, more specifically our white victims who are harmed interracially. And the number one leaders that are harming white Americans are Black Americans. And again, nobody wants to talk about it,
Of
and
course
that's what
not.
I do. That's what I do. So I cover it. I cover the
Good for
shit out
you.
of it.
I'd love to come on your show. I have so much we could talk about, you and I. I mean, just I know that there's so much that you talk about on your
Mhm.
show that I would love to communicate with you on, because as you just said, the amount of what would the word be, suppression,
Mhm.
censorship, that they will not allow certain things to be said because it's deemed quote unquote racist, and it's not, because you see so much coming from the other sides, whether they're black or brown,
Mhm.
I don't know, light brown, tan. God forbid your European white heritage, and you
Mhm.
say something somewhat derogatory. I just heard a guy, maybe you saw it on the news. This guy, what the hell's his name? Tad or something. He used to do this podcast where he had clicks. He'd go out and he'd call black people names, the N
Mhm.
word, just to get a
Oh,
response on his.
Chud the Builder. Yes, Chud the
Yes,
Builder just
he just
recently
got
came out.
he just got 15 years put in prison because of a word that he used. Yet you got people. I'm going to say it. You got black guys raping white women. They
Yep.
get less than, I don't know, a year
Yeah.
in some cases. It's
If
preposterous.
yeah, it's
Where the
funny.
white women
It's where the white women at? Where the white women at? Yeah, but I would love to have you on the show. So for all you people out there listening, I do weekly shows. So I normally do them Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm back in the field now. Sadly, I had a stroke about 3 months ago.
Really?
God.
Yeah,
What happened?
yeah. So well, I basically just got off a meeting with the company that I was with
Oh my
and
goodness.
sat down, had some lovely, lovely Greek food. This is during the Olympic time, and I was watching one of the hockey games. I think it was USA. I couldn't remember who they were playing,
Yeah.
and I was literally sitting there, and I didn't know where I was. I called my daughter. I said I was having a stroke. Called
Oof.
911. Tried, it was nasty. I couldn't talk for almost a week. So it
Oh
was. I
my
lost. It's
Lord.
called yeah, expressive aphasia. But anyway, I'm
Oof.
back in the field now. But going back is
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot better.
I'm so glad
But
to hear
I
that. Yeah.
do
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate it. I do weekly shows. So every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, what I do is I go throughout. I do two parts, part one, part two, and I cover all the white victims, homicides that were killed by black people, and we just basically go through them like rapid fire, one after another. I do my in betweeners of like what went on through that week with all black crime. Some of these fucking stories, excuse my French here,
That's
but
okay.
some of these
Yeah.
stories are just extremely, extremely difficult to do. But that's what I do. That's what my focus is. And you were talking about the interracial black on white rape. That's another thing that we constantly repeat and be repetitive over and over. Most people aren't familiar that 20 to 40,000 white women here in America are raped by black men. So if you break it down even further, that's it's 109 white women raped by black men every day. Every 12 to 13 minutes, a white woman is raped by a black man here in the United States. And when you compare it, it's literally under 10. So they basically put it to zero because there are not enough cases to report it on. So remember,
Mod
if I
on.
may, the other thing is, a lot of people on the left don't quite understand what the word per capita means, and when they give the figures out on the percentages on how, they say it's what is it, 15% equals 60% of the crime, right? 15% of the population of the black ethnicity. I think it's lower. I think because look, black grandma, and grandpa, they're not committing crimes.
It's about 4 to 5%. It's about 4 to 5%.
Exactly. I was going to say
black
it's about
males.
4 to 5%, and they're creating the 60% of the crime.
Wow.
It's astounding. and
Well,
nobody wants to talk about it. It burns me up.
By the way, hold on
well,
really quickly. I just wanted to ask you,
yeah,
Triple D.
go ahead,
So
sir.
someone in the chat room brought something up that now I'm actually
Mm.
curious about. This is from Mark. He's saying, "Is mixed a black or a white?"
Well, it's
Yeah,
a great question because I covered that 3 shows back due to hockey,
hockey.
because I'm a big hockey fan. I'm a big hockey fan, so I
Okay,
covered because we've all heard of the term biracial. I think you
sure.
are biracial yourself, sir. I
Yep.
think you said that you were Hispanic and Asian. Hey,
Yes,
power to you, brother.
and
Love it,
Japanese.
love it,
Yes.
love it.
Yep. I'm a
There you
mutant
go.
for
Japanese.
sure.
Excellent.
Eat sushi every
Um,
day.
hey, I had sushi last night before bed. Good food, good people.
Hey,
That's racist.
And there are some really good Hispanic and Latino people out there. So don't get me wrong, okay? But when you talk about biracial, a lot of people, and going back to when I covered it on my show, almost every hockey player in the NHL, I would say 9 out of every 10 are biracial, meaning that they have a white or black parent. Either, you know
oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
So when I always questioned the why. So your question, Mark, is it white or black? Well, if you look up the definition, and don't quote me on verbatim, but if there's a white mother or white father and there's a white father or white mother, it always steers, and you can research it yourself, it always steers to they are like African American. Sadly, it's the same thing with Obama. Look at President Obama. His
Oh, don't
mom
get me
is white.
started.
Well, that's what I'm saying. His mom was white as snow. His dad was black as night. But they called him the first African
Black
American
president.
president.
Right.
Exactly. But they
So stupid.
disregarded his white heritage,
The
his white
racial, yeah,
culture.
the multi-race sort
So
of thing. Yeah, they did not want to. They just thought, well, he's black.
mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is what we get, right? It's hidden messaged erasure. People again get uncomfortable with talking about interracial crime when it's whites that are the victim.
Not
Don't
me.
get me wrong, yeah. But when it's blacks that are victim of interracial, white crime, which is a rarity, just like the rape stats we discussed. You talked about the 13 or 15% that causes 60% of all crimes. That's absolutely, it is actually true. Like I've broken down from the FBI crime statistics from 2010 to 2019, because after 2019, the FBI and the Department of Justice, which are both two different entities, by the way, they stopped covering interracial crime. You can't find it. Why do you think that
Yeah,
they did
why
that?
did they do that? Yes.
Because it shows a huge disparity. And what do I mean by disparity? It shows a huge disparity that, yes, blacks, if you break it down, as Myke Hideous was stated, by 100,000 per capita, if people, it's simplified. All you take is 100,000 white people, 100,000 black people, and then you look at the actual crime cases that were committed in each crime category. I always use like the big 3, I call it, robbery, rape, and murder. So all you need to do is how many murders or rapes or robberies were committed by black Americans in that year, and same thing vice versa with whites. And all you do is you calculate it by crime rate, total crimes divided by total population times 100,000. And that's how you get the number. And if you look at any crime category, when you truly simplify and dissect it like that, black Americans will commit 2 to 3 to 10 to 20 times more at 100,000 per capita than their white counterparts. And that's why if you go on throughout social media, they don't want to talk about it.
Nope.
Especially black America will, if you're a white person talking about it, they'll call you racist, they'll call you a liar, they'll block you. I have huge Tariq Nasheed. I wanted to debate him, not because I'm good at it, but I have the facts and the fucking receipts to destroy any anti-white narrative when it comes to child molesters, to sexual assaults, to rapes. He won't. He blocked me.
He blocked
Every
you.
big account, they
Of
all
course.
block me. They all block me. Why? It's because they can't handle the truth. They can't handle the facts.
Nope.
When you break it down by story after story, crime after crime,
And let's face it. They all want to ride that train, or whatever however phrase you want to put it, where it's all about them getting reparations, white supremacy, racism, slavery. And again, they never talk about who sold them into slavery, but it's all evil white man, so capitalism bad. If it wasn't for white men and the Europeans that came to this country, America wouldn't be what it is. So I'm sick and tired of hearing how they say, the 1619 Project and how the blacks built everything. Blacks didn't build everything. It was constructed by them, but it was created by those Europeans who made it. Go to the continent of Africa. Show me
Yep.
the progression there. There isn't any, because without us, they can't do it.
You actually nailed it on the button. Why? If blacks, not only here in America or North America, there are a lot in Canada, because I grew up there half of my life also. So I'm kind of an in-betweener, but I am a proud American, born on American soil. But all you need to do is, if blacks were so successful, the old Wakanda, and they built everything, and they created and invented everything.
Exactly.
All you need to go back to is, proof is in the pudding. Go back to the continent of Africa. Look at the continent of Africa. Half of Africa was enslaved by the Ottoman Empire. That's why you look at the northern, areas, countries there, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, all Muslim Arab. But nobody talks about the sub-Saharan slave trade. Nobody talks about why half of Africa is Muslim-speaking Arab men, right? But if you look at Africa, it's
one second. I just want to interrupt you. They also don't mention the fact that in the severely Muslim dominated countries, they still have black slaves, and nobody talks about that.
10 million as we speak right now in the continent of Africa. There are 10 million plus black Africans still currently being enslaved by other black Africans and Middle Eastern Muslim
have you
men.
noticed that? Have you noticed that in the media they don't talk about there being slaves out there? I think that's pretty outrageous, especially in this day and age. But then again, I realize that we in America, we love slaves. We're enslaved to a government, and other nations around the world are actually enslaved as well. I mean, we love our iPhones. We love all those little Chinese, Asian hands creating our little gadgets and shit. But you can't bend an eye at that here in America. No one's going to talk about any of that.
Look what they're doing.
Unfortunately,
I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, look what they're doing to all the murals of the Ukrainian Irina
Zaruska.
The one who was stabbed in the neck by that piece of shit. They're either destroying them, defacing them, or they're being taken down and painted over. But Saint Fentanyl Floyd, he's just a fucking god. He can do nothing wrong. I mean, and if you look at all the heroes that they have for themselves, they're all criminals.
Yeah, you said it. The poster, and I've said it many times. I'm a broken record on a lot of my shows. A lot of my information is repetitive because there's only so much information you can talk about, because you're just covering the same thing over and over. It's just a different headline for a different day, a different victim. And going back to what you're saying, they're all criminals. I always state that the heroes in the black community here in the United States are black criminals. Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Jordan Neely, choked out by Daniel Penny in the subway, who threatened to kill someone, George Floyd, all these men, these black American, they're all criminals. They have a huge criminal past. Going back to Irina Zaruska with the Chud the Builder going on a case right now, I didn't really want to bring it up, but I'm somewhat familiar. I didn't like what he was doing. I called his ass out on it at first, because walking around calling black people the hard R's and stuff, that's not really
a good idea. But I mean, calling anybody any sort of name like that, you're going to warrant. You're going to warrant attention you don't really want, in my opinion. But
and I agree with you. But that's the thing. What he was doing, whether it be any other race doing it to another race, I don't support it. Why? Because it's fucking meaningless. What do I mean by meaningless? It has no movement for any cause. Specifically in this day and age, everything is so anti-white. What attention, like you said, what attention do you think you're going to get going around calling black people the fucking N-word? Like, it's retarded. Sorry. So I didn't support that message or his actions. They are horrible actions. But what I do support is what's going on, for the fact that, yes, it is a First Amendment right. People are getting triggered. People are out there harming people, threatening to harm people because of a fucking word.
Because of words.
And yet they use it in every sentence of every paragraph of every conversation they have. And don't try to tell me that just because it's spelled with an A at the end, it doesn't mean the same thing. I'm not stupid. We are not stupid.
Well, there's a little bit of a difference, Mike. It's a little different with the A.
Yeah,
but why is it okay for them and not for us?
because we've allowed it. This is the thing about everything
you.
that we're experiencing right now. And I said this probably on my last podcast and the one prior. Everything that you and I, or the three of us, the listeners right now, if you're sick and tired of how bad black crime is, or the country's being fucking destroyed, from our politicians to just your way of life, from inflation to politics to embezzlement to the Epstein file, again, going back to interracial crime, everything that we are experiencing at this moment in time is because of weak white men. They have sold us out. Our politicians have sold us out, and we have allowed what is going on right now in this day and age.
Absolutely right.
And it's sad.
Mhm.
It's sad.
And by the way, you mentioned you had a daughter, by the way, and I don't mean to,
Sure.
cross the line
That's all
here,
good.
bud. Let's
No,
say,
no.
let's say she came home one day when she's older, when she's of age and she's able to date. Let's say she brings a fella home, or a Hispanic, a Mexican dude or Puerto Rican. What would be your initial thoughts? Would you allow that, or would you be angry about that sort of thing?
Well, I think we had a conversation like this on the initial video, the first time I came on with you. I think you questioned it something in that retrospect. I'm gonna just be honest with you. She's her own person, but at this age, I'm going to try my best in each way to protect her any way that I can, and I will educate her of the dangers that are out there. So to answer your question, if she brought home a black man, I don't approve of it. And that's just not because I'm going to be honest with you. Growing up in high school, I had black friends. Throughout my marriage, I had black friends. Okay. I had Muslim friends. I had every race you can think of, even in whatever. But when I started to really focus into what is going on out there, everything is tribal, meaning that people eventually stick to their own, not because of racism. It's based off of pattern recognition. It's based off of pattern recognition. Okay. And I'm going to be even more blunt. And I've never said this before, but for my wedding years back, I had a white police officer who was one of my best men. I had a Muslim Bosnian who was my other best man. And I had a black English Nigerian who was pretty much European, 6'7", massive guy.
It's a big guy.
But he spoke. Those were my three best men in my wedding party. And I love those guys to the fullest. But that being said, my black brother, and I'll call him that, he's a drug dealer. And I steered away from that.
What kind of drugs are we talking here, by the way?
We're talking about Rush to the Yayo.
Oh, damn. A little bit of that. A little bit of that going.
Yep.
A little bit of that, okay.
You know something, guys? You know something?
Mod on.
You know something? I knew a black guy once.
Did you?
Oh, fuck everybody. And you probably knew a white guy too. You know what I mean? But it's so to answer your question, I have my reasons.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm not going to control anyone for their own decisions. We all make our own decisions in life. And I think she's even dating a guy I think he's white and he's half El Salvadorian. So, but he's a very nice kid. He's raised right. I met his parents over the weekend. And, he's very, very, he's a smart kid. He's good in school. He's doing swimming. He shook my hand strongly. He was very,
that's all that matters. As long as they're decent people, that's all that matters.
So at the end of the day, I judge a person not based off of their skin color, but I base it off of their actions. Nothing more.
So let's say she brings home, let's say someone, let's say
digging deep.
Say a black guy, and let's say he's got some money. Would that change the course a little bit?
No. Money is nothing. Money comes and goes. We all make it. It comes and goes. But at the end of the day, it's what makes that person happy. You can be a pig in shit with no money. You can
true.
Be, a millionaire and be fucking miserable. You look, you go to all these social media, they're all fucking miserable.
That's right. I don't disagree.
It's all about how you treat and respect others. That's it. I don't care what color you are. That's all that matters. You treat me with respect and you're a decent person and you're not out there dealing drugs,
chimping out,
dealing drugs and talking like you don't understand the English language. I'm not going to like you.
Yeah.
And by the way, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you think it's possible to grow up in any society without absorbing some level of racial bias?
I think
Well,
so.
well, maybe if you're in like buttfuck Idaho, or if you're in the countryside somewhere where you've never left your county or town or something like that. But where I live, it's very, very, very diverse. We got a lot of Puerto Ricans. Again, I steer away from. I try and stick with my own kind, not because I'm trying to be hateful, but I have every fucking right to. That doesn't mean that I dislike other people.
And you do. I mean,
Look at
again,
Jer-
that's one thing I say, I'm not going to bat an eye at anybody who wants to only date or be with a specific kind of people. I mean, we're free to
Yeah.
do whatever. And, I'm not offended by any of that. I think if that's what you want in life, then I'm more than willing and happy to let you do what you got to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But some
yeah.
people
And
get
again,
very
we all
angry
meet-
about that. Obviously, it's very controversial to say that you support people that say, "Well, I only want to be with my kind." And I think, again, we're free to do whatever we want. That's all good.
Mhm.
That's all good and fine with me.
Yeah, well, if you look at throughout the country, blacks stay with blacks, most Hispanics or separatists of Latinos stay with Latinos, and Arabs look at Dearborn, Michigan, look at fucking certain parts of San Francisco with the huge Asian population. Power to them all. They want to live because they're comfortable around their own. It's just tribal. That's what it is. That's what it is. So
You know what the
what's
perfect example is, Triple D? The
Mm.
perfect example is how, if you look back on the early, maybe not so early, but like in the 18 and 1900s, how certain ethnicities, whether you were Puerto Rican, Asian, Black, Italian, Polish, Irish,
Mhm.
when you came into America, you would tend to move into areas that had the same ethnicity as you. We had,
Sure.
and you had in New York, Chinatown, Little
Yeah.
Italy, the Puerto Rican section, and unfortunately, the Black sections are all ghettos for the most part. And
Oh, they're shitholes. They're shitholes.
yeah, they are, because they
created
don't.
it. They created it.
They create it and they don't care. They want
Yep.
everything handed to them. I'm not saying
Mhm.
all Black people are like that. What I am saying is that primarily the people that grow up in a ghetto continue on life with ghetto values. And by that, I mean not much of anything, unfortunately. And they get into crime and whatever. And unfortunately, they sit there and say, well, you got too much money. You should give it to me because reparations. No, get a fucking job, educate yourself, stop walking around with your pants down around your knees, learn how to speak English properly, and maybe you will get somewhere in a country, a capitalist country, that in a country like America that can
It's a
give
free
you the
market. Yeah,
opportunity
you have the opportunity to do what you
to
what
do
you
what you
want, when you
want.
want, and the skies are the limit. Going back there, Michael,
Yeah.
you were asking my opinion. What I look at it is, if you said you're half Japanese, and I
Mhm.
love the Japanese. I love Asians. I love East Asians and Southeast Asians. I think they're great, hardworking people. They stick to their own. You
Yep.
will rarely see Japanese date outside of their culture, do they
Yep.
not? You know what I mean? They
Pretty
would
much.
frown
Yeah,
upon it.
they pretty
you know?
much stick together. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I also have to say they're very accepting of me, even though I'm a little bit more, golden brown skin, a little bit more golden tan there. But the Asians, they still love me out here, by the way. They still recognize that I'm one of them, and I'm actually, I
Sure.
blush a little bit when an Asian knows I'm one of them. I'm like, oh, you found me.
No, you're samurai.
You figured me out.
So you're a real ninja. But
Pretty
what would
much.
they?
That's
what
true.
would they? But like going back to China or
China.
Japan, or even some like what do you think that they would think about interracial dating when if one of their Chinese daughters or Japanese daughters would bring home some fucking black man?
Oh, they'd cut your head off.
That probably not the best thing. You bring dishonor.
But this is the thing, right? I think it's perfectly normal. Let them do what they want. That's their own personal bias, right?
Sure,
For their own
yeah.
reasons, whether we agree with it or not. So it doesn't. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to get at is, it's only an issue when white people are against it. It's just the same thing throughout the media, right? Whites can't organize. Whites can't, segregate, separate. More better saying on that. And be with their own without being fucking scrutinized or questioned about it. It's like, why is it that every other race or cultures out there can do so without fucking repercussions? But when white people speak up and stand up and say, no, we want it this way, our way, leave us alone, it's a fucking problem. As you know from certain other groups that try and make it very
My
difficult.
goodness, understood. And by the way, Triple D, one more thing before we throw it back to Mike there. Do you think
Yes,
it's
sir.
well, actually, let's get even deeper here. If someone says, I don't see race, I don't see race, do you see that as progress or just straight up denial?
It's funny. That clipped into my head just now was a guy from Shawshank Redemption. Good actor there, the black guy. What was his name?
Morgan something.
Morgan Freeman. Thank
Yeah.
you. Morgan Freeman. He was interviewed from some Jewish commentator. I think it was like
Yes.
60 Minutes or something. And he's like, but I'm
Wasn't
Jewish.
Wasn't
It's
it
like,
Larry King? Wasn't Larry King?
No, it wasn't Larry King. It was some other guy. It was,
You're right.
he was like, talking about, Black History Month. You've
Right.
probably seen that clip years back floating around. And he's like,
Yep.
Morgan Freeman saying, I don't want it. And he's
Yep.
like, why don't you want it? He's like, let's just stop talking about race. And he's like, but do you want a White History Month? And then the Jewish then the reporter's like, well, I'm Jewish. It's like, exactly. So it's like, to me, really, people that say, oh, race doesn't matter, it does. Just people are not honest. And again, we all, you know what? Another thing that popped in my head was the
Sure.
Charlie Kirk stuff, a
Okay.
tragedy that shouldn't have happened. That man died for his opinion, people. Not
Yep.
because he was right or wrong. He was murdered for his opinion. And he was scrutinized because he was calling out what people were too uncomfortable to talk about. A lot of subjects like I do on my show, maybe you guys do on your shows also, but like crime rates. Yeah. The majority of crime in America is caused and committed by Black Americans. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about Antifa or, outside lobbyists controlling our government. Our politicians are failing us.
Pretty much.
The 2%. So it's like, to go back, it's like racial bias. Everyone has it some form or fashion. It's just a lot of people are devious.
Don't
and in
admit it though,
denial, and
but
they
they
don't
don't
wanna
admit it.
You
They
got
don't
it.
admit it. And by
You
the way,
got it,
hold
buddy.
on. I gotta say though, I live in a coastal town, a very big sort of town here in Southern California, beach town, and I see all kinds of different races walking around. And
Sure.
there's been times when I see people that it's late at night, and I see a group of primarily like Hispanic younger folks hanging out in the corner there, drinking a bit there, and I walk around them as I would walk around any race that's sort of hanging out up to no good at a certain hour. But there's some people that say, well, I cross the street when I see a black man or X, Y, and Z. And I'm thinking, I cross the street anytime I see some crazy shit, no matter what race
Yep.
they are. But I'm sure you've heard all these sort of stories before too. And then, if you tell your friends, they're like, oh, you're a racist if you do that.
Yeah, I think Nick Fuentes touched on a point like that. He was just talking, I'd rather be labeled a racist than fucking have my head smashed in or stabbed to death, taking a transit throughout different cities and stuff. But let me just throw out a couple numbers just to sidestep it here a little bit.
Go
A
ahead.
lot of your people in the chat room, I think I saw one of them saying that I'm an ignorant guess because what I'm talking about. Again, everyone has an opinion, power to you. But at the end of the day, if you really have not lived in the melting pot, I've worked in the prisons. I've seen criminals firsthand, the worst of the worst people. I've covered doing private investigations, doing surveillance of the worst of the worst. I've followed blood gang members, the worst of the worst. I've even done cases with the mafia. I'll leave it at that. But when you talk about people being discriminatory or racial bias, I look at the statistics and stats and numbers, basically, i.e. patterns. I focus everything off of patterns, okay? So last year, 2025, black on white homicides, there were 425, okay? Remember that number, 425. White on black homicide was 105. So in 2025, blacks murdered whites 18.86 times more last year, okay? That's unbelievable. I did also from 2023 to 2025. Black on white homicides. So the last 3 years, blacks murdered 1,565 whites. White on black homicide was 304. So in 3 years span, consecutive span, blacks murdered whites 23.98 times more people. So how does that calculate? How does that accumulate? And that's just talking about homicide, people. We're not talking about the 20 to 40,000 white women raped by black men every fucking year. We're not talking about
you alive?
blacks at 4 to 5. I'm sorry?
I can't hear a word you're saying, by the way.
Oh, you can't hear me? Oh wow.
I'm not hearing you.
Oh wow. I'm not.
Can you hear me, Mike? Michael?
Myke, are you there?
Can anybody hear me?
Myke, I can hear you.
You can hear me.
All right. Yeah, we can hear you, Michael, but
I was talking
we're
to,
wondering if you can hear us.
I was talking to, or at least trying to talk to a caller there who was calling in.
Oh, all
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to
You had a
confuse you.
No, not a problem. So again, look at the top three. We got murder, robbery, rape. Again, we know where the problems are coming from. Again, just a lot of people don't want to talk about it.
You know,
And-
TD, the other thing too is you've got these fucking woke judges that are in the judicial system, and they're letting them off. Oh well, just recently there was a black guy who what the hell did he? I can't remember if he murdered somebody or whatever, but he I think he murdered a woman, a girl, or
was it a
raped
black
her.
guy?
Black,
black
of course
guy?
it was a black guy, and the fucking judge
Jesus.
who was black, and she was woke, and she let the fucking guy off because she said he was hurting inside. What about that fucking woman? She'll never be the same.
She had it coming, by the way she was dressed, Mike.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
of course.
that's the thing, and that's I get so many hateful fucking comments. I get people sending me death threats all the time. I'm like, yeah, send me your location. I'll send my guys over. We'll take care of you. So it's like these people are so hateful. Anytime that I pump out single white victim stories on various platforms, there's a lot of hate from it. But what you're going back to, I wanted to share a story. So we all know what's going on with Chud the Builder.
Chud the Builder, right?
i.e., AKA Dalton, whatever his last
But you know
name
what?
is,
But you know what, Triple D, I kind of felt inside that was exactly going to happen to him. To be honest with you,
it was going to happen.
Get in a fight with somebody, and then he's going to go to jail, and then he's going to get charged, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. The what I'm trying to get at is there was a story that was out, I think December. It was a black man. He's acquitted, basically let off for stabbing a white guy in Portland. I don't know if you guys caught this story, but I cover you can't get it through me because I cover it every fucking week on every story you can think of. It's like, oh my God, it's endless. But this white man was targeted from a black homeless transient for no reason, just walking down the street. Exactly what you were saying, Michael. He didn't walk across the street. He tried to walk past this black man. The black man verbally and physically attacked him. The white man fought back. The black man stabbed the white man. After the white man was being stabbed, he called the black man the hard R.
Oh, I remember this.
And guess what happened to the white man?
What happened?
The white man was basically the black man had no charges set against him.
Got arrested.
He was acquitted. He was acquitted. The white man got charged, not the black man who targeted him, assaulted him, stabbed him. But they looked at the case as the white man, after he was assaulted and stabbed by the black man, called him the hard R. So everything else was thrown out the fucking door. So this is the society, this is the system, the judicial system that we're fucking dealing with.
My goodness. Well,
yeah.
Hang tight really quickly here, Triple D and Mike. We are joined by a caller. I have no idea who this is. They tried calling in earlier. And that's who you heard me talking to, or at least attempting to. Caller, are you alive this time? Caller.
10-4, breaker.
I guess the
here we go.
There he
headset
is.
wasn't working.
Oh, there we go.
No wonder it was my headset.
Oh,
my apologies.
No worries. How's it going?
You know, this has been quite an interesting, entertaining afternoon here in Southern California, listening to this program. And I have to say, I had to chime in. It's some interesting conversation. It's good to add another perspective to it.
I agree. I take it you had something to say to Triple D and Mike.
Yeah, I mean, wow, there's some interesting some thoughts. I think that generally speaking, I think that everybody's got a perspective on these things, and I think all perspectives are welcome in a conversation. I mean, I think that's the way you should have a conversation.
I agree.
And most of the time, I think I find that, you know, just having a diverse, as a man of color, just having a diverse group of friends on both sides, and have experienced the good and bad in all different cultures. I feel like people tend to have their perspective based on either their experiences somebody else's experiences. Sometimes their fears on the situation, and sometimes it's just, what their parents have programmed or the previous generation has, sort of, uh, exposed them to,
Yeah.
or their limited experience in actually traveling and meeting different people and hearing perspectives different than their own based on other people's different experiences. But I respect all opinions on this stuff, and I like to keep an open mind about it. But just a lot of interesting things talked about, a lot of
Absolutely.
things that are legit.
Absolutely. And
Kid-
being someone of color,
Yeah.
again, what do you say if someone around you says, well, I don't see race? Again, I'm asking you the same question I asked Mike and Triple D.
Yeah.
Do you see that again as progress or just flat out denial? I'm just curious what your thoughts and opinions are.
Couple things, by the way, great questions, and I really enjoyed listening to their perspectives on this because it's a deep question.
I got a lot of questions
I
here.
personally, dude, you're cooking, but I'll tell you what, I personally feel that it's bullshit because you know what, people see color. It's not something that you can ignore. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We've been given the gift of being able to see it, and our perspectives on that are based on our opinions, what we see, what we're fed. Because, like, for example, I can go to Thailand right now. American women might look at me like I'm, just another black dude. But in fucking Romania, let me tell you, or Thailand, I'm a damn delicacy. You just gotta.
He's not lying,
understand
by
that
the way. He's not
people-
lying.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
I mean,
yeah.
but you just gotta. Everybody, and the same applies to how men are viewed and how women are viewed in different countries. And I don't think these different opinions are ignorant at all. They're based on. I mean, they could be considered ignorant because they could expand, right? They could, but they don't have to be. I think they're valid perspectives based on people's experiences. But I definitely think, man, in terms of color, everybody sees it. You see blackbirds and you see a fucking robin. They're two different colors. There's no way to
Muhammad Ali,
avoid
he's
that.
preaching the Muhammad Ali over there. Bluebirds fly with
It's the
bluebirds,
truth.
and redbirds fly with
I have a
redbirds.
Nice.
I have a question.
Nice.
Is this
But-
first of all, is this our
But
friend
how
from
you
Hawaii?
feel about that?
Hello?
Oh, no, go ahead. I don't
Can
want to
you hear me?
interrupt you.
I just wanted to ask you a question. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Is this our friend from Hawaii?
No, this is not the.
No,
first
I am
one.
not from. I wish I was.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. So my question to you is this: if I may ask,
Please.
how, where were you brought up? Like, what was your
Pittsburgh.
upbringing
That's
like?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yep.
Okay.
Pittsburgh,
And
Pennsylvania.
so, did you grow up in an environment where you were around people who were robbing, stealing, or causing problems, or did you lead a different life where you had a job and you worked and you led a productive, respectful life?
A combination of both. Grew up in a white neighborhood, mostly predominantly white, extremely racist. There's probably the only black family there. Most of my friends were white, a few black people and other races mixed in, but Pittsburgh, changed quite a bit. When I got to college, did the college route, I was around all different types of people. And yeah, there was a neighborhood that I lived in that was horrifically horrible, mostly black, and just a little bit of, whites mixed in there. But, that was just the side of town I was on. But then in Pittsburgh, it was kind of, separated and segregated in sections where you have high crime that's not always on the police, not always on the news on one part of town. And then, in other parts, there'd be a lot more, coverage of things that were happening. But in most of the violent neighborhoods, they were all mostly minority neighborhoods where I grew up.
Well, of course.
Interesting. And to piggyback off of what Mike was already asking you, let's go down this route. And
Yeah.
I'll ask you this question. I was going to ask our guest this one,
Yeah.
but I think it's more suited towards you since it relates to what you're talking about here, Ken. Off the top of my head, I was going to ask, let me think. Oh, there we go. Yes. Can someone, let's say, you were just mentioning your friends. Yeah. Can someone have close friends of another race and still hold racist views?
I think people are all the time. I definitely think people are doing that all the time. And sometimes it changes their perspective. Sometimes one situation changes it for the worse. But I think it'd be nice to have an environment where we all could keep our perspectives and also kind of get along and do our own thing, regardless, and still have respect for each other. I think that's what Mike said at the beginning. Like, we experience different things. And, there's
Sure.
people who've had the worst things happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think it varies. And I think it depends on where the person is in their own personal experiences. Because my life's been diverse. I can't imagine a non-diverse life. That's why I moved out to California. I mean, it's different.
Understood.
And I like that,
Nice. And the Triple D, what do you think of that? Same question applies
yeah,
to
what's your
you.
thought?
Basically, do you think having close friends of another race and still hold these racist kind of views? Your thoughts, Triple D?
Um, that's a great question. I don't know how to answer that because I would never have a mindset in that trajectory. You know what I mean? So, like I said, my three best men in my wedding years back, 20 plus years back, white, Bosnian Muslim, black Nigerian, but he was an educated black man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time. So again, I never thought really, racial or anything like that during that time span. What my experiences changed, again, not because of racism, not because I was bred or taught by it by my parents in any way, shape, or form, but based off of just observing patterns throughout, working in the prison system throughout, covering various cases throughout, and then just going on social media, seeing everything is just anti-white. Whites are being harmed left, right, and center. Nobody's talking about it. The media is against white people. So,
And by the way, hold
to
on.
answer
Pause
your
right there.
question,
Pause right there really quickly just to clarify. And who do you think
sure.
is kicking off those sort of agendas and putting it down everyone's throat across mainstream media to the bigger demographics out there? Is there a certain group, a certain demographic of individuals from another foreign country that are guilty of this sort of thing, Triple D? Am I wrong for suspecting that, or am I just full of shit?
Well, we've all heard it. It's not about being wrong or right. Again, it's all based off of patterns, right? We know that 96% of the mainstream media is controlled by the 2% here, which are Jewish. And the same thing with hockey. I talked about biracial hockey. I did an episode 3 episodes back, and
I rest my case.
it's the who owns the NHL. I mean, the commissioner. It's Gary Bateman, i.e., he's a 2%er. Look at all the NFL. Look at all the NHL. Look at all the Major League Baseball. Most of the owners, even Mark Cuban, he changed his freaking name because of many reasons. Look at all the movie stars in Hollywood and the media and music and entertainment. It's all running controlled. The banks, we all know who runs it.
Ooh.
And we all know who runs it,
Yeah.
but again, we have allowed this.
Are you saying the guy
majority
with
of
the are you saying the guy with the hats and the claws are responsible?
Well, I think you know the answer to that. Yeah,
Ooh,
absolutely.
oy
I'm not. Wow, fuck. Well, again, it's not white, hillbillies, white men with pitchforks and with sheets over their head running the fucking media. Sorry for being blunt. And it's not black Africans or African Americans, whatever they want to call it, because you can never go with either or it's not Asians that are running sport industries or the media. It's Jewish people. Sorry, it is what it is. It's
Well, I'm glad you
multi-millionaire.
recognize that. I'm glad you are smart enough and wise enough to know that, to be so perspicacious on that. I'm glad you
Yeah.
have a head, a working mind there.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people
absolutely. Well,
don't.
again,
A lot of people are brain dead.
well, they don't want to admit it. They don't. I've told this to my wife before. It's the same thing with interracial crime or interracial relations, which we're kind of on the subject now with Mr. Ken here, the gentleman Ken, nice guy, seems like a nice guy on the phone. We've got two decisions. We can either accept it or not, and that's in any way and shape or form of walk of life. You either accept it or you don't. And there's a lot of cowards out there, yes, cowards, and ignorant people, meaning uneducated people out there that don't want to get involved. I use this as for my crime stories and stuff, and I call it the cancer walk or the cancer run. Most people don't get involved, both Michaels and Mr. Ken on the show here. Most people don't get involved until two things. One, they've either been affected by it, or two, they know somebody who's been affected by it. And I call it the cancer walk or the cancer run. And this is the society that we're living in. And take race aside. We've got a lot of problems, and there's a lot of cleanup that we need to do. And I'm going to just throw it out there. The media is one of our biggest enemies.
Biggest enemies.
The
I
mainstream media.
100%
Yeah.
agree. And Mike, did you have anything to add to that? That question, the initial question was, can someone have close friends of another race and still hold racist views. Your thoughts, Mike?
Yes. In a nutshell, yes.
Understood. And
But I did want to.
mhm.
I wanted to make one comment to
Go
something
ahead.
you mentioned
Go ahead,
earlier,
Mike. Yes, sir.
and we were talking about how we let this happen by just poor leadership, weak men and women as leaders in the political field, and you get bleeding heart liberals. If you look at what's happening right now, where we have all these people coming in from other countries that are not only just coming in to suck the teat of America and get all our the American benefits, whether it's food stamps, welfare, whatever, free hospital, free food. I'm sorry, free
Education.
hospitalization. What do they call that? Medicine, whatever. The point is, you got these people who are coming in, and they're going in. Look at the people who are going into government: Indians, Muslims, Chinese, whatever. And they're coming in. They're taking political jobs, and they're telling us how to live our lives. In addition to saying, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist, blah blah blah. And in my opinion, these people are coming from fifth world countries, and they're coming in and they're telling us how to live. And in my opinion, I think it's a matter of two things. I think it's, in one case, I think it's a form of jealousy, because this is the greatest fucking country on earth, and we basically we provide everything for the world.
Pretty much.
And
I don't disagree.
in addition, I also believe it's an attempt to take down this country.
And Mike, on that thought, hold that thought in your mind. Keep it there. I'm not moving away, but just keep that thought with everything you just said and laid out. Now, do you think someone like me could go to Israel or another foreign country and become a senator, a politician?
No,
you don't say.
Absolutely not.
Oh, you don't say.
Any country on the planet Earth that you go to, that 99.999% of the time, you as an American, a American-born heritage, or even European, let me narrow that down. A white person could go to any of these countries, and you could not become a political party politician. You just can't. They won't let it happen. But in America, we let it happen.
We get run by another foreign
it's
government.
Outside lobbyists, man. Yeah, foreign government and entities.
Ain't that crazy?
Lobbyists. Yep,
that's pretty wild.
Go ahead.
I'm
sorry to interrupt. I steered more in the direction of conservative. I like to conserve things.
Sure.
But I'm done with both left and right, especially with what's going on with Trump these days, going into Iran and supporting over the overseas wars. We don't need that shit. Again, take race out of it. We don't need that shit.
By the way, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I was completely embarrassed as an American to see Trump out there in foreign soil with China after all the years of all the years of shit talking, all the years of saying this.
It's blackmail. Something's on him. There's blackmail. I don't know if it's from the Epstein's files. I was on a show a couple years back when he first came into power for the second term. But, people, I'm like, his name's on the Epstein files. I can guarantee somewhere or another, Israel, Netanyahu has something on him that's basically pushing him to war. Because he was fully against this. Remember? We're going to shut down the borders. I voted for him twice.
47 years he's been saying they can't have a nuclear bomb.
He's been up and down about that, by the way, because there are other interviews where he's saying we shouldn't go to the Middle East, we shouldn't be doing this. So he's kind of all over the place. Well, the thing is, he's a chameleon. He's a flip-flopper. First of all, he talked all this shit about China. He
used to be a Democrat.
He used to be a Democrat as well, yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And have either one of you or any of you seen the outcome of that meeting with China and what Xi Jinping has said and done? He has turned his back on Iran. He is now going to be spending a lot of money in America. And basically, it comes down to this. People like politicians from Russia, politicians from China, politicians from the Muslim world, they respect men who have balls, not pussies like Biden and Obunga.
I think they more see
Okay.
money to be more of a valuable
Yeah, it's
asset.
money is the
not,
green god. It's the green
Yeah.
god. Money is the green god.
Be that
Yep.
as it may, the
Yeah.
fact of the matter is,
money.
they are looking at a man who is taking. He's not taking shit. He's getting things done, in my opinion. But that's fine. Let's not get into.
You live in
Let's
bizarro
carry
world,
on.
Mike, but that's okay. I mean, I still love
Yes,
you.
that's
You're
okay.
you're out of your fucking
I
mind.
respect
But okay,
what you're
Mike.
saying, dude. It's all good, man.
That's all good.
We
It's all
have our
good. He's a good guy. He's a good.
Yep.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
That's it.
Trump is the ultimate chameleon, though, Michael. I have to
agree.
pick you like that.
Hey, well,
It's
he's
the
a
truth.
politician. You know, you could say
They all are.
They all are. Come
all
on,
are.
let's not be
Yep.
let's
Yeah.
not
Left or right.
look. Let's not be
You know what it
retarded.
is?
Let's not be retarded here. Let's call a spade a spade. Come on.
There you
Yep.
go. We'll call crackers with cheese.
There you
know what I
go.
mean? It is what
But
it
hold
is.
on,
There you
we
go.
do have a caller here, and I do want to ask him another very important question.
Sure.
And you guys are cooking today.
Hold
Some
on,
good
hold on.
stuff. I had to light one up.
You got to hear this. You got to hear this. This is going to be directed to you, caller.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you are of color.
Yeah.
So tell me, Max, are we dating primarily white women or black women?
Before, the last two ridiculously toxic women that I've dated, have been
White.
actually. No, they weren't Latinos, because I was really into Latinas.
There you go.
My ex was a
Papi,
Latina,
papi.
and she was hot. She had fake everything, and she just looked good. She was great. But she was just so toxic. And then the woman that I dated before her was, well, I've dated a few, but one was Asian, like what are they called? A Polynesian.
Okay.
The other before that was
Yeah.
a black woman. And then the woman that I'm dating now is from Romania. And she's fantastic. She's white, but sort of tan on the tan.
It's usually the white Western women who are crackpots on the left.
Yeah. But she's the first. She's the first white, but not. She doesn't even consider herself white, but she does to some degree. But more European, and she, her family is ridiculously racist.
Oh,
but,
oh my!
But then a lot of her friends are not. So it just depends on the everybody's perspectives on this stuff.
And hold on. I got to ask you this: do you prefer black women or other races?
It depends because it really hasn't mattered to me in terms of my preferences. They were all very attractive girls in their own way. So I felt like, I just prefer non-toxic people.
I don't disagree.
So, I mean, for me, honestly, I don't have a preference. I'll say that, the most I was attracted to was probably the Latina women.
Oh,
for
shit.
Sure. Latin women are beautiful, and they're very just different in terms of some of their temperaments. But now it's just toxic dating a lot of American women in general. So I've kind of tapped out of American women in general just because their perspectives have just been destroyed.
Me both.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. I think even Mike agrees. I think even Triple D would agree with that. The Americanization of certain women out there and the people that they like and follow, what they see on the media, has pretty much rotted their brains. Triple D.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Good question, though. But what about you, Michael? I mean, I'm open to whoever is just respectful, kind, has good values. It's not going to be a nightmare, and is awesome in bed. Like, you've got to be like a fucking porn star in the bedroom.
Understood.
I'm sure you guys feel similarly.
I prefer anybody who is willing to give me the time, but I will say that primarily I've been with a lot of white women, to be honest with you.
Very nice. Very nice.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
I mean,
there's so many women are beautiful in general.
Women are beautiful, though. Let's be honest. All races of women, they're very gorgeous women. I guess it's because I'm not a radical homosexual, so I view women as being these beautiful creatures. Mike, you kissed a guy, so I mean, I've never kissed a man, so I would really watch out saying that around me. These lips have never touched a man, so I'm very straight.
Okay.
Uh, hilarious.
Absolutely.
It's crazy when you. But I agree. I just think that it's, I think that women are beautiful and come in all different shapes and sizes, and I don't discriminate.
I don't
when it comes
discriminate. Yeah,
to-
when it comes to that, I don't discriminate. You turn them all upside down, they all look like sisters, if you know what I mean.
Indeed.
Maron. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have
But
you gentlemen ever dated a woman of color? A black woman,
A
sister,
sister.
African, any sister, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, well, yeah, Triple
I
D,
don't
I'm
know.
curious. Have
Have
you
you dated-
dated? Yeah, Triple D, have you dated a sister?
I can't say that I have, so I apologize, but I have.
Yeah.
I have not. I have not. No, I've been with my wife for almost over 20 years. So
Oh,
it's
damn.
not,
Oh, first of all,
Yes,
congratulations. That is very
Hey,
challenging.
yeah, congrats.
That is the biggest challenge in America, right there. Marriage.
Wow.
But that's
yeah, I'm one of the
Spoiler.
few. You know what I mean? I was raised right. I got a sharp head. So I know what I wanted, and you did too.
Fantastic.
So we made it work. And listen, as I know, no relationship is perfect. You
Yep.
just make the best of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're
that's
gonna have
right.
your good and
Yep,
your bad
yep.
days, and so it's all good.
See,
I'm
that's what
very,
that's
very
what
happy.
that's what brings people together. The amongst
Yep.
men, women,
Mhm.
Roger that.
we can all kind of
Yep.
agree on certain things, and I think even Mike agrees with that too.
With what?
Oh, the,
He's not.
Yeah,
even-
Mike, have you
he's
dated
checked
a
out. He's
woman of
already.
color
He's
too?
mad. He's mad.
he's on Star Trek. Beat me up there.
No, what do you mean? Agree with what?
Oh, what we're talking about
With
here.
those dating
Everyone
preference.
comes together as men when we talk about women. That's a subject that we can all
Well-
pretty much agree with.
No, because my
'Cause you're gay.
my viewpoint on women, my
Because you
viewpoint
prefer
on
men,
women has
yeah.
changed dramatically. I have tapped out of even
So, in other words, he's gay, boys and girls.
because in the way I see westernized American women,
Mm.
entitled,
Yeah,
self-righteous, shallow,
Yep.
materialistic cunts.
Yeah. Well, I think your guest said it
Yeah,
best. Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic. It's just toxic.
Yeah, they're so
man.
toxic nowadays. Whew, they're so
Mhm.
messed up. Addicted to likes.
Mhm.
Man, they're just everything is
I wanted
brutal.
to get on a website. I wanted to get on a dating site that would allow me to have tried to date like an Asian woman or a Latina woman,
Yeah.
or even someone in the far European countries, like like Romania, Ukraine. These women are a little bit more appreciative of men, and they treat men as
Yeah.
men. They don't cut you down.
Yep.
Like, oh, you look at that woman, you raped her with your eyes.
Whoa.
Come on, fucking wake up, you know.
Raped her with the eyes, yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
so
oh,
but you're right.
tired
You're right.
of the
It's true.
toxic masculinity comments about, well, you're a man.
Oh, I
and
hate
you're
that, man.
that.
So tired of that.
Fuck you. Without masculine men, the world would not be what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with Mike here, to be honest with you. I think he's pretty much right
Yep.
in that regard.
It's
Absolutely.
not women building houses from the ground up. Sorry.
That's
And I
right.
love all the women out there. I'm just saying, I always have a little thing or two to say to my lovely wife,
That's right.
anytime there's things around the house that needs to be fixed, it's me. Anytime that the car breaks down, I'm looking for answers, looking for parts, trying to find people to fix it or do it myself.
That's right. There's no
anything
women
and
involved.
everything.
Yeah, there's no one involved in building houses. That's for my brothers out there, the Mexicans. They're out there building away, plowing the
You gotta
yard.
have the soundboard with all these like the Mexican fucking trumpets and stuff.
That's right. I like that. Good idea.
Incorporate that into your show.
I'm gonna have to. You know what? That's a great idea. I really, I like what you're saying here tonight. You're making a lot of sense to me. You're speaking my name. I like that.
That's a first.
Good stuff.
Man,
If I may,
go ahead,
Mike.
Mike.
Michael.
Jump in there, Mike.
What I just said was very harsh, and I can understand how it might offend a few people, primarily women.
You don't say.
Let me just say, it's not every single woman,
Pretty
but
much.
the
Yeah.
majority.
No.
Having come from my background as a performer in the gothic rock scene of music, the underground scene, I had a certain type of woman that was always attracted to me, and vice versa. And that was, the
Mhm.
girls with black hair and black clothes and black nail polish and the gothic look. That was what I was into. Now
For sure.
I run like hell in the opposite direction
Really?
because they're all woke. They're all left-wing woke people, and I have nothing in common with them at all. And
Yeah.
and it's not every woman that is a materialistic, just thrown off by the whole woke movement. It's not all of them,
Yeah.
It's not all,
but it's a majority of
but
them.
yeah, it ain't all, but it's most. The big
It's
portion
the
of America is,
TikTokers.
yeah.
Are we talking about black crime here? Or are we back to the women?
Oh, right.
Oh, we gotta go back to black
Yes.
crime. Sorry about
Black
that.
crime.
It's
and,
not
uh,
most,
Yeah,
not
and I-
most of the
I
black
think-
men that are committing the fucking crimes. It's just women. Yeah. I'm just shooting it. I'm just shooting. the
Love
shit.
that. Absolutely, no, I
Love that.
agree. Yes. My goodness. Well, hey, listen, Max, I really appreciate you hanging out with me here tonight, hanging out with all of us here, and taking some of our
Yes, Max,
questions.
thank you.
Oh man, it's been a blast. Honestly, good conversation. We just
Thank
wanted
you,
to
Max.
throw a few words in,
Yeah,
and
chime in. Yeah.
much love to you guys. And Michael, man, cooking brother, really good stuff.
Yeah, well,
Shout out to
yeah.
everybody in your chat. Folks that are listening, tune into the chat. You're gonna have a good time. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, and Michael for what you do. Myke Hideous, man, super talented.
Yes.
My brother over
Thank
there
you.
on the other side. Loved your
Thank you, bud.
perspectives on some things. Good conversations, gentlemen. Have a good rest of your night. Take
Very
it easy.
nice.
all right?
Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Max.
Michael.
Thank you.
Take care, Max. God bless.
Appreciate you guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
And there he goes out there in
He's a good
Los
guy.
Angeles, by the way. That's one of our very
Ah.
close listener. We do appreciate Max very much. He's a good guy.
I think he jumped on the show after I jumped off. I think about a year and a half back. I think he was another caller, literally right after I jumped off from the first show we did.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm like a fucking sponge, man.
The mind of an elephant.
Yeah, but a peanut brain.
Oh my. I love that. Yes,
wish,
very,
I know.
very good. But I'm glad that we got a chance to listen to Max there. It's
Yeah.
always good to hear from him. But yes, I guess we can go back to other sort of things here. But yes, see what happens when we talk about women. We get all crazy.
Well, that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. That's what keeps us motivated. That's what keeps us going, right? Right.
That's true.
Don't tell a woman that; they'll call you a toxic masculine guy.
Listen, Myke Hideous, you just haven't found her yet, brother. It's
Oh, if I
give it
haven't found her
time.
now, if I haven't found her by now, I don't think I'll be finding her. Triple D.
Hopefully, remember, the older you get, the harder it gets.
Yeah,
Right?
tell me about it. I've been looking for 10 years now.
Remember, humans are just like fucking expiry dates, man. Things do go bad. You won't be able to use things in time. So just you make it work while you can, brother.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Well, that's the good thing about being a guy, though. Your seed is still good through the end of times. Mike could still have a kid. You never know. I mean, he could knock up some broad. He could be like 80 and knock up a broad.
I can't.
You can't at all.
Now, ever since the chemotherapy and the radiation therapy. I
Well,
can't.
some might say that's a curse. Others might say it's a gift.
Plus, I had a
It's a
vasectomy.
blessing.
It's a blessing in disguise.
Plus, I had a vasectomy in '98.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Mike's been snipped.
No kids for me, man.
Fucking can't grow no fucking, can't grow no plants, no seeds for this man, huh?
I do wish I had like frozen some of my seeds back in the day, but I was young. I didn't have the money, and sadly, there's no little Myke Hideouses running around.
Is that expensive, by the way, that whole process?
Well, I don't know. Back then, in the '80s, it was for me.
Oh, that's the 80s. It must be
Yeah.
a lot more expensive these days.
It's possible. I don't know. I haven't looked into it because I have nothing to
Yeah.
to deposit.
Yeah. Man. Yes,
Yep.
the younger generations, yes. Take note here. If you want to preserve it or if you want to get snipped, I mean, these are things that you should be thinking about, especially with the economy the way it is, the way the future is not set in stone anymore. I mean, that I don't even know where to begin in terms. I'm thinking about the country, thinking about how screwed up things are. There are no roads where we're headed. In other words, younger generations out there listening to this broadcast, which they will. We have a lot of younger listeners, but pretty scary stuff to think about the future and where we're headed. No one truly knows, Myke and Triple D. But yes, let's get back to some more race talk here, which is much more inflammatory, much more exciting. But yes, another question I had.
Do you want me to talk? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, you know what? I did want to mention something about your before I even ask you these other questions I have off the top of my head. I went to Rumble and I was listening to some of your show, and
Mhm.
it's funny because one of your last videos you were talking about a gentleman who went and sucker punched some I think it might have been an elderly person at a Walmart, correct?
Yeah, well, I've done so many stories.
That's
here-
like every week.
Yeah,
look, to your point though. Here, check this out, Mike, and check this out, Triple D. So I went on the Googles and I Googled this case, and there was article after article, year after different year of the same thing happening.
all black people.
Could you?
Yep.
And it was.
Sucker Yep. Yep. So
Oof.
Colin Flaherty again. He wrote a book about the knockout game. So he wrote a bunch of books. I think we talked about White Girl Bleed a Lot. Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. That was his go-to money maker that really opened my eyes. And then the Knockout Game. All three great reads. If you have not, I don't know where you can get them, if they're still available, but this has been going on at the Colin Flaherty days. This has been going on for years prior to him even bringing it to the light, So every story that I cover, I try and dissect by basically going over the brief article, talking about the headline, and then just a quick paragraph read, and then the news clip after the fact. You know what I mean? But what I've done is, and we've talked about this on my shows many times, if you want to really, really see how bad, i.e. black crime is out there, go into Google as your search engine. We'll take Sucker Punch, for instance, what you're talking about now,
Yeah.
Michael. Go into Google right now, pause the video, leave the video, go to Google search, go into the search bar, enter arrested or sucker punched or sucker punching or whatever.
Right.
Select in images, go to the image tab, then go to the tools, and then select last month, 1 month, previous, 1 week, 1 day, 1 year, or all of time. And then scroll down, and you'll see, like, I would say 7 to 8 out of every crime image there. It's all black people. Again, these are all pattern recognition. These are all just justifiable articles, just like what you're stating here. White men aren't going out and targeting black men, more specifically black females, sucker punching them at random. It's always black men. It's the same thing with Irina Zaruska, who stabbed on a train. I have covered not dozens. I have covered not hundreds. I have covered thousands upon thousands of innocent white people being targeted, by being stabbed, being raped, being robbed, being blatantly murdered by black people throughout years of coverage. And you know what the media does about it? Nothing. Race will never be mentioned on any of these articles. Specifically, hate crime will never be in justification to why these random acts, whether it be provoked or unprovoked or targeted, are ever justified. But if it was a white man targeting, like, let me ask you this. For all you people listening right now, when was it the last time that you've heard of a group of white men, yes, white men, enter a majority black community, pick anywhere in the country in the last fucking 20 years, prove me wrong, the last 20 years of a group of white men entering a majority black community, Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago, Memphis, break into a black family's home, kill the black husband, kill the black child or children, and rape and murder the black female wife or mother. Find me a story within the last 20 to 30 years. I'll give you 30 fucking years. You won't find a story like that, because only in the reverse. And we've got dozens upon dozens of stories just like that in reference.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Triple D.
Yep.
But so you're saying, so you're not counting Juicy Smollett then?
Oh, you're talking about the fucking flaming mignon.
They try to hang him though, Triple D. How can you say that, Triple D? How dare you? They try to hang the poor black guy.
Throw bleach on him.
Oh, he was his gay lover Nigerian brothers there that were fucking flaming mignons that were involved in it, that fully admitted to what they were paid to do, and hush hush money. Yeah, whatever. Same with Bubba. What was that race car driver? Bubba. I was gonna say Bubba Sparks. What was his
Bubba
name?
Jenkins.
Yeah, he's another biracial, but again, they label him as he's fully black. He's African American. Fuck off, get out of here. But he did the same thing with the noose in his garage. They stated that he said there was a hate crime. People were targeting him due to, i.e., racism, and there was a noose that was hanging from his open garage. All it was. Did you hear about that one?
I did.
They're all liars.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. You won't find any real true hate crimes that whites are going out there targeting black people. But we have time after time, crime after crime. Remember, 800,000 to 1 million black and white crimes, interracial black and white crimes are committed annually here in the United States, compared to just under 60,000 white on black. Remember, population size, that's 196 million white Americans, comparing it to 42 million black Americans. There's a huge disparity. There's a huge problem, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Oh, yeah. But if you want to really talk about stories, I told this to, I talk so much. My shows go for 4 to 5 hours.
Oh my goodness, really? I didn't even notice that.
She's like, yeah, each episode I do is so time consuming. And I cover anywhere from 10 to 20 white victims due to black crime, with the in-betweeners and my Twitter clips in between to really show who the real problem people are. Because I'm sick of being fucking blamed. I'm sick of me and my people, white people more specifically, being blamed for all the problems, not only throughout America, but throughout the world.
And me both.
Yeah. So if you 800,000 to 1 million black and white crimes, nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about the 20 to 40,000 white women raped by black men. When I'm trying to think of what I was trying to go at. For the crimes that are committed, what I was saying when I do my shows, look at the headline. Anytime you look at a headline on an article, a news article, look at the headline. I always look for two things. When the victim is white, which they rarely display that, look to see if race will be mentioned or if it will be labeled as a hate crime.
Of course not.
Either or is never is. But if the races were reversed, it always is.
Yep.
So going back, I don't really, when it comes to black crime in general, I look at the depth and the detail of the crime. I'm not talking about Chad the Builder going around harassing black men, calling them the hard R. That's useless. It's meaningless. It's pointless. It does nothing, but it's just a negative light. But if it was the black man doing that, it's perfectly socially accepted, promoted, no issues whatsoever. And blacks are the victim, and they have every reason to do it. The depth and the detail of these crimes. Look at them, focus on them, and you really truly see that blacks are extremely hateful. Also, the fact that they commit the most atrocious, heinous, hideous fucking crimes throughout American history when it comes to interracial. You talk about the murders of Channing Christian and Christopher Newsom in Knoxville, Tennessee in 2007. A white couple who were kidnapped, carjacked, brought to a fucking vacant home, brutally tortured, brutally raped. One was set on fire, shot in the head at train tracks. The girl was brutally raped. She was poured bleach down her throat.
That's right.
She was fucking thrown in a garbage bag, thrown away like garbage. That's one story.
I remember that, by the way. I remember when that happened.
Yeah, but race relations, they won't talk about stories like that, but they talk about fucking piece of shit like George Floyd. They'll talk about Trayvon Martin, who basically almost tried to kill Zimmerman. Who is in the wrong? Who is in the right? Either or. I don't support either or. And for people out there, Zimmerman was pro-Afrocentrist. He was not white, people. Okay, so all the people out there that thought George Zimmerman was white, no. He used to babysit. He used to take a lot of the black community members at the YMCA out to play basketball, build them up from fatherless black homes and stuff like that. The media destroyed that bullshit. But going back to, again, it's about the depth and the detail of the crimes. White men aren't going out and targeting black females, sucker punching them in the streets. White men aren't going out and raping black females.
You don't really see that. Yeah, you don't really see that in the media about those whites going in there and doing a lot of these sort of things.
Do you know why? Because it doesn't happen, Michael. It doesn't happen. But it's endless. Every day, Black America kills 2 white Americans every day. Every fucking 12 to 14 hours, a black American is killing a white American here in the United States. In comparison, white Americans are killing a black American every 96 hours. That is just, remember, every crime that I talked about and cover. Yeah, remember, population size comparison.
Yeah.
Blacks are out there. If really people understood the real truth, and this is why I want to separate, not because of hate, but based off of my patterns and all the stories that I've covered. they're not trustworthy. Your caller can say another thing. That's fine. He sounds like he's an educated guy and he has his own opinion and beliefs. Power to him. But I don't want to take that chance because I've seen it in the prisons. I've seen it during my career. I've seen it time after time, 4 years covering this shit. White people have been targeted and have been victimized, brutally tortured and victimized by blacks. And this has been going on for fucking probably like decades. The last 55 years, FBI crime statistic, the National Crime Victimization Survey, the NC anyway, the last 55 years, blacks have murdered over 150,000 white Americans in comparison to under 45,000.
That is astonishing. And by the way, we have a very special caller on the line here. I believe this is actually my father on the line.
Oh,
who
yes,
was also a former police officer, by the way. Dad, are you there?
I am here. Good afternoon.
Oh, my goodness. It is you.
Hello.
It is me.
You are the father.
Mr. Decon.
Like Maury.
I am your father.
That's true. This is true. That's a fact. Dad,
He's your father.
Dad, I love you a lot. I'm so glad you called in. We are having a very inflammatory discussion right now about race and with our guest, Mr.
I heard a little bit, yes.
You heard
very
a little bit.
Intense.
Yes, very intense. And yes, we're talking about crime statistics. And I was just going to talk to the fellas here about how, there's a lot of black, Hispanic crime that goes on. And I was going to talk about some of the things that you have experienced as well. But I have you on the line, so maybe you could share some things about your experiences out in the streets.
Well, basically, most of the time we worked, as you know, we work in the Hispanic community. So most of the crime was, like to say, brown and brown crime. And a lot of the, also in the community down here, a lot of crime is committed but not reported.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just the culture, a lot of people down here, So, and we don't have the population in here, the black community, I think that's 5 or 6% down here. But the time I did spend up in LA and San Diego, and a little bit up in Sacramento, unfortunately most of the crime was committed by the black and brown community down there. So that was very unfortunate, Yeah.
And have you seen?
That's why I heard a little bit about it.
Did you see a pattern of specific crimes that are more prominent in a certain race?
Well, let me give you this example.
Sure.
I was a little bit aware of, I was a little part of that. When the LA riots happened, who was out there? Yes. Who was out there committing the burglary, vandalizing?
It was the black Americans.
It wasn't the Asians. I guarantee you that.
It wasn't the Hispanics or Latinos either, sir. You know that the majority was not the Latinos, Asians, or even whites. It was black Americans. Yep.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I saw a lot of the crime, and a lot of it stayed there in South Central LA, and the Watts area, Inglewood, the Lenox. And unfortunately, they burned their own buildings, and I was just like, "What are these people doing?" So,
didn't they create the rooftop Koreans? You remember, you've all heard about the rooftop Koreans trying to protect their businesses with firearms because of black crime and looters, right, sir?
That is correct, because LAPD and the sheriffs it was just too many calls, and the only thing they were responding to was shootings in progress. They weren't responding to any break-ins because there was not enough officers. So finally, I think the National Guard was called in, to restore order. But so there you go. Okay.
My goodness.
Yeah. Can I add to that just a little second?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you, sir, for your services, your previous services. I don't know if you're retired or not, but thank you for that. One thing that I like to tell my followers, my people, listen to me, is if people really want to really understand how bad it is out there, do a ride along with an officer, but not just an officer of the law, but a person of color. So I would say for a black officer or maybe a Hispanic or Latino officer in those communities, and people will really understand how bad it is out there. And you could probably justify that too. But going back to the 1992 race, I call it the race riots because most people aren't familiar with that time frame. That was the Rodney King. It was the Rodney King race
That's correct.
riots.
Can't we all get
Yes.
along?
Yeah, and that was racially targeted. They were pulling out. Do you remember, Mr. Decon, Officer Decon? Do you remember the time they pulled out that white trucker and they
Yep.
brutally beat every inch out of that man? Almost
Hit
they
him in
left
the
him
head
for
with a
dead.
brick. Nearly
Yeah.
killed him, I think.
That was on
Yeah.
Flores Avenue, South Central. Yes.
Yes, sir. That white man. This is why there's a difference between different communities, and I'm saying racially. That white man forgave that black man or those black people for pretty much almost murdering him. Okay,
Amazing.
you would never see that in the reverse of a black family
Oh,
that
no.
might can possibly civil suit to sue or whatnot. If you again, when you do comparison of crimes, you will never find them in the reverse. You will never find a huge group, flash mobs per se, going out and targeting black people, a black couple, breaking into black families' homes. Never happens. Never happens. And just like Officer Decon stated here, a lot of times there are a couple things that come into factor on reporting crime. One, it's misreported or it's underreported or not reported at all, as Officer Decon stated. So, but I'm glad that you're on the show, sir.
If I
Thank
may
you.
add,
Also,
if I just may add something to that, what has recently been identified through investigation is that in some of these sanctuary cities and woke cities, what they've been doing is some of the people who they've been arresting, in most cases Muslims like Pakistanis, Iraqis, Iranians, well, maybe not the Iranians, but people from countries that have a lot of terrorism. When they have been arrested, they've been listing them as Asian or white.
Mostly white. Yeah, they put them in, and that's a good thing. What, Mr. Decon, what are your thoughts on that? Have you ever been put into a situation like that where you've had to? I know a lot. The LAPD and the New York Police Department, the two largest police departments in the country, they rarely submit their crime data to the FBI or Department of Justice. Is that correct? Did you work for LAPD, sir?
yeah, I worked the LA area. Yeah, not for the PD.
Okay.
I was assigned to a different nation, but I got to work with the LAPD and LA sheriffs. So back according to the statistics, I don't think LAPD submits them. And then another thing that you probably know, but a lot of public doesn't know. So the statistics, it depends. Okay, let me give you an example. The sheriff is an elected official, so nobody really tells him what to do per se. All the other chiefs of police, they have like 10, 15 bosses, and they all tell this guy what to do and blah blah blah. So when statistically, if they don't want something, what they do is say somebody is trying to break into your house, they break in the door, the window. They won't take the burglary report, attempted burglary, because of felony. What they do is vandalism, or what they call an event. Yeah, an event, which is not even doesn't go in the place. So instead of having, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
So statistically, instead of having 10, 20 felonies per one shift, you're going to have 20 events that doesn't get reported really, because in reality, some of the departments you get there,
misdemeanors.
Yeah, not even misdemeanors, because if you don't have when a patrol officer, you got 20 to 30 radio calls you're going to, and you never really finish, because the time you get into one place, there's another shooting or stabbing going on, so you never get to that original call. So you don't have time to be running reports on everything that you're never going to be able to investigate anyway. So that statistic gets twisted around by the top brass, really.
Oh my!
Yeah.
And by the way, Dad, Triple D here was actually a CO.
Correct, officer?
Yes,
oh
sir.
My God.
I worked in level 6. I'm here in Florida. I can't I work for the I'm Florida Department of Corrections, the FDC, and I worked in level 6, which is, for all people that don't know, there's 7 levels.
Yep.
I worked at 6. So the 7th level is where they actually there's I would say exterminate the felon or the criminal, okay, the inmate per se. So we had a lot of people on death row where I worked. We had the worst of the worst. Of course, they put my ass in fucking in the worst areas because of just my attitude and tough guy persona. I'm not a big guy, I'm not a small guy, but I can handle myself. But man, we dealt with child molesters, with horrible murders. So I always joke, because a lot of my buddies are cops too, and I'm like, much love to the police officers out there, but they catch the bad guys, they bring them to us, and we now have to babysit.
You got to deal with them though,
every day, and it puts a bad omen on you. And I had to leave. I had to literally leave.
Yeah, but you know what? The good thing about you guys in Florida, they get to stay in jail. Here in California, you might have to do all kinds of investigations. The guy is found guilty, and he gets probation.
Yeah,
California is completely out of control.
Oh yeah, and do you know why, sir? Who's running that show over there?
Well, that's Michael Deacon's buddies, the Democrats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're my buddies.
Yeah. Don't forget to send your vote in, okay? Before I forget.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the vote in. Yes, that's actually pretty important, actually.
Yeah,
mail-in
ballots.
My goodness.
Yes.
So yes, yes, he was a CEO at one time. Things got a little too wild there, and I'm sure that also happens in law enforcement as well, right, Dad? I'm sure there's times where some cops can't handle it anymore. It gets too physically and mentally draining to a certain extent.
Yeah, you're right about that. I guess it all depends on the person and the what's at home for you. I've been so lucky in my career that I had a wife that understood me. She supported me 100%. So I think that really helped me. That's why I actually did 44 years of law enforcement. So I could have retired a long time, but I just loved it and stayed.
Yeah, that's the thing. By the way, Triple D and Mike, my old man here, retired. Mm-hmm. He took some time off, and then he went right back to the streets in another town.
Oh no! No!
Sure did.
He got the itch. They call that the itch. They call that the itch.
Yes.
That's wild.
And not only that, he went to one of the worst places in Southern California to be a street officer, by the way. Desert Hot Springs, California. Shout out to the boys out there that are smoking meth.
That's right.
Oh my!
It's a great town to work.
Well, see, that's the fun aspect that you missed out on, Triple D. Being a police officer, you missed out on all the fun, all the calls, going out there and seeing all the drama. Triple D, that's what you missed out there.
Well, I could have. Remember, I'm still in the career of private investigation, so I still.
That's right.
I told you, So, I'm still in the field.
That's true.
I'm working with different various police departments and stuff when we're entering different areas and notifying them, and covering various cases and stuff like that. So, I'm still somewhat involved on the beat per se, but I could have been a police officer. I probably would have been a really good, loyal.
Do you think you would have been fired, by the way, if you were a police officer?
No.
It would have been Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dirty Harry part 10. But no, I got a bunch of buddies that are U.S. Marshals in Tampa. My close friends, like I told you guys, one of my best friends up north is in the Guns and Gangs unit. I respect the people of the law, people that enforce the law. From all walks of life and races and stuff like that. It's a dangerous and dirty world out there, and there's a lot of cleaning up to do. But it's just wild, man. California. It's no offense to you people in California. I've been there a couple times. I did not enjoy myself. I was in LA. They lost our luggage.
Well, you're in LA,
It was a fucking nightmare. And
well, that's LA. That's a complimentary welcome going out there. You know, it's very,
Yeah,
very
no
normal.
bueno, man.
No
No
bueno.
bueno, man.
No bueno.
Absolutely.
If I want Mexican food, I go to Texas, man. That's where I found that they had the best Mexican food is in Texas. You know what I mean?
In Texas. Dad, were you going to say something? We didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no! Before I forget, he talked about Dirty Harry. I just want to let him know the movie, the 44 Magnum, where he had the gun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually a real 44 Magnum, and it belonged to a sergeant from San Francisco PD. He was a friend of ours. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when
nice.
when they went to film it, you know, he saw the gun, Clint Eastwood, and he goes, "God, can I use it?" So yeah, you could use it. So that's a real gun. They filmed
Wow.
it. You know, of course,
That's
you know,
great
they
story.
actually didn't shoot it, but yeah, but that was his real gun of a sergeant from San Francisco.
By the way, Dad, I know you don't like to blow your own horn here, but I know that back in the day when I was very young, I remember that there was someone following you around getting a story about you, and it was implemented on a television program, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's they came down here and they took a lot of stories. I gave them a lot of little stories that happened, blah blah, and they implemented in a show called Southland. So I think, a matter of fact, you know what? I think it's on. I just saw it, and I think it's on Netflix now.
Oh yeah, go check it out, Southland on Netflix, boys and girls. But yeah, I remember being young. I remember being a little boy, and you were telling me about that. But I was so young at the time, I didn't really process what was really happening.
Right.
But yeah, so they made.
Remember that lady? Yeah, came to the house and everything.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
She was one of the writers. Yeah.
Man, absolutely. And Dad, we're talking a lot about. We're talking a lot about race right now before you got on here, and I asked this question to both Myke and Triple D, but curious to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. And Dad, I'll ask you the same question here.
Well, what's the question?
The question goes, and let me rewind here in my mind. Okay, yeah, I know what I was going to ask you. If someone says, quote unquote, I don't see race, do you see that as progress or someone in denial?
Probably someone in denial, because you see race every place. You can't deny it. So what you try to do is you try to go where the law is and the policy. That's what I always try to do all my life. And let me tell you, two of the best officers I ever worked for, they were black. Two of the best ones. One was the LA deputy sheriff, and another guy was a police officer in another town. They were the best cops I worked with, okay? And they were black officers. But that's what you have to do. You have to go by the law and your policy, and you stay on course with that.
Amazing.
Yes.
In my opinion. Wow.
In my opinion.
I love that. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. And wow.
You said the amazing, like Jesse Lee.
I kind of did, actually.
Amazing. Yes.
Amazing. That's true.
Big shout out to JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson, one of the good ones.
I was actually in talks with
he's
his.
from LA.
Yeah, he's in LA.
He's great. I love that man.
LA.
He's great.
Yeah.
Actually, I was in talks with one of his producers, by the way, trying to work something out.
And
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's possible.
This is okay. Yeah, he's a hard man to get a hold of. That I've heard in the past, but anything is possible.
Yeah, you never know.
Is possible, but he's a straight shooter. That's one man again that I would have by my side that at any event, and he can make people laugh and he can make people cry. Man, it's all how you look at how he's talking. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He's going.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Before I get off, I'll let you know that another thing. There's a series called Mexican Narcos. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've been watching that.
Oh, Mike's watching that, Dad.
Okay. 90% of what you see, it's right on the money. Okay? Because, I lived that life. I worked, basically I lasted so long because I worked 25 years undercover.
Oh, by the way, hold on. Hold that thought. By the way, I remember a long time ago in the 90s, there was even a hit on you, by the way, Dad.
No way.
Yeah.
There was. There was a hit on my
own freaking way.
Yes. Yes way.
How did you handle that, Mr. Decon?
You just go around your business. I mean, you just got to watch. Nobody's following you around, and you know, and the problem is in the area we're living in, everybody knew everybody. So any car that didn't belong there, you knew they didn't belong there. So that was a good thing. But
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, I just
So
remember.
the whole thing was captured on the wiretap.
Was this
But
with?
eventually, I think
What was this? Was this Ariano Felix?
no, it was from Sonora.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Different crew, different
So,
group.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Different crew, but you know, they're
Sure.
the Sonora crew, which is the Sonora crew was the Chapo, Guzman, all that.
Yeah.
We're fighting the cartel, the Arellanos, the
Yes.
AF4 in Tijuana. So they're going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So in this area, they were always fighting for this desert area.
Yeah. This
But yeah,
is.
it was pretty interesting because
Yeah.
everything was in the movies and the series is pretty much right on the money. So the guys who wrote it did an outstanding job of capturing everything.
My goodness.
I'll have to check it out.
That's
I'm
amazing.
not familiar with it. I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, but-
that stuff too.
Yeah. By the
Good
way,
stuff.
Triple D. My old man lives in a town called El Centro, close to the Mexican border of Mexicali, and there's a lot of
Thanks, Mike.
a lot of drug
Thanks, Michael.
trafficking.
Now the cartel knows where I'm at.
Doxed his ass. Just fucking doxed him, guy.
Oh, well, I'm afraid they've been knowing. By the way, I've said where I was from many times, Dad. I'm sorry.
No problem. You know, here's the thing now that most of the people they're dead or in completely out, and I do go
of
to
course.
Mexico all the time, so there's no problem. Okay,
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yes,
a long
Man.
time ago. Yes.
different life. Different lifetime ago, boys and girls. But yes, my father's lived a very interesting life. By the way,
Yeah,
someone even
sounds like
call
he
even call you Dad an adrenaline junkie.
has.
It was fun. I had my fun working law enforcement, so I don't regret it. The only thing I regret is I did miss a lot of time with you.
That's true.
You know, so yeah, so
Hey, well,
That's what a father does. He provides for his family, and
That's right.
unfortunately, when that happens,
Sacrifices.
they miss so much of their family.
Yeah.
But it's a hard thing, you know, unless you're born into money where you can live a very luxurious life where you can spend time with your family. That's the only way you can really get around that. Otherwise, us working men got to work to provide.
Mod
It's all
on.
about sacrifices.
My goodness. Well, Dad,
you're absolutely right.
really appreciate you stopping in, giving us a call. Yes, you gave us a lot here to ponder about, and yes, a lot of people appreciate you calling in and sharing that with us.
Good to
Well,
hear
thank
from
you,
you,
guys.
Mr. Deacon.
Yep, good stuff. Nice,
All right.
nice to meet you, sir. All the best. Be
Thank
safe.
you, sir. And if you come to California, San Diego is probably the best place in Orange County.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He in line.
I appreciate the input.
All right,
I
Dad.
appreciate the input.
Or dog, as I like to call you.
Yes, a dog.
Yes, thank you, dog. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Take care.
Take care. Goodbye, guys.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, Mr. Deacon.
Take care.
Be safe.
And there he goes. That was my father. You are the father, by the way. I love Maury, by the way. I love seeing the black guy when he wasn't the father. Maury would be like, "You are
shit.
not the father." Then
Not the
it's like they
father.
won the lottery. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You are not the father.
I love that show. Love Maury. Just love Maury. Great guy. Great
Is he
entertainer.
is he coming back?
I hope
Where's
not.
I heard like one of those old, not the Springer, but I think one of the, not Montel Williams. There's one of them I think is coming back. Don't
Really?
quote me on that. Yeah, one of the older
Current
90s.
affair.
90s. Yeah.
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit. Sorry,
No,
listening
no.
to Easy earlier. But yes, my goodness, I was not expecting my old man to call in, but I'm glad he did. I'm glad you got to talk to him, Triple D.
No, he seems like a nice guy, nice man, and he probably. This is what I said again, going back, just being repetitive. For all you people out there that think you got cojones, or you're a tough guy, or you know it all, or you're not ignorant, go take a ride along with an officer of the
Right.
law for a week.
That's right.
Pack your depends, and roll all your windows, roll all the windows down, and then just wave to all those lovely, fine people in those neighborhoods and see how they treat you, especially if you're white.
Yeah, and
Especially
don't
if you're
forget to
white.
wear a bulletproof vest and a bulletproof mask.
That's right.
You'll get a nice rude awakening. And again,
Yep.
the most dangerous communities or cities in America are not the white ones. Don't believe what the media tells you. Force feeds you lies. It's the black ones. The most dangerous city in America is Memphis, Tennessee. Why do you think that is? People, well, it's 66% black. Why are the top 5, top 10, top 20 most dangerous places in America high populated black areas? We got Jackson, Mississippi. We've got Memphis, Tennessee. We've got Chicago, Illinois. We've got Detroit, Michigan. We got Atlanta, Georgia. We've got Baltimore, Maryland. Again, we all seen the news. You can't deny it. And those who do are full of shit, or they don't know what they're talking about.
My goodness. But Triple D, I mean, I know we are sort of slowly winding down here, and I wanted to pass you over to Mike really quickly. Mike,
Sure.
did you have any final questions to ask Triple D that you didn't get a chance to bring up or discuss? Any points that you wanted to share with Triple D and the audience? Go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm good, man.
You're good?
I think we covered we covered everything.
Okay.
Come on, Mike. You got to have a thing or two.
Look,
Come on, brother.
Mr. D, look,
Yes, sir.
the only way I could really get into it would be to have a long conversation with you, because there's so much on my mind that I would like to talk to you about, but it's just not enough on the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I got it. Are you
with respect to Michael?
No, absolutely. Are you on? Do you follow me on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
I'm
Or
going
X?
to. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on X. I'm only on Instagram, and that's it.
Well, I suggest, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I suggest to open up an X account just for shits and giggles, and just to really, maybe network, and you'll find like-minded people like yourself. And you can, reach out to me that way. And you talked about possibly wanting to be on my show. Come on down. Price is right, brother.
With your permission, of course. I'm not.
No, of course.
I don't want to invite myself. It's your call, really.
No, come on the show.
I'll tell you what.
Hmm?
I'll tell you what. I'll speak with Michael. If you allow Michael to give me your information to contact you, I'll start out with an email. Would that be all right?
Absolutely. I'll give
right,
you my personal. I'll give you I call it my burner number.
The burner number, I
Maybe a
like
couple
that.
of
Whatever
burner
Michael's
number.
got, if he can provide it for me, I will start by reaching you by email. We'll
Yep,
take it from
no
there,
worries.
okay?
We'll iron that out. And by the way, final question for me, Triple D, before I let you go. One
Yes,
other
sir.
thing I did want to ask you, and I think we pretty much covered it, but just to hammer the point home yet again, off the top of my head here, should people be held accountable for racially insensitive remarks made years ago?
No, they're just words. It's like if your caller Max called me a crackers and cheese, or Italian Wapo or whatever,
Hey,
it wouldn't bother me.
I'm offended.
Again,
Oh.
these are just words and labels. People can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now, if you're threatening harm to somebody or threatening somebody's life, that's a different scenario. You know what I mean? But if someone called a black person the N-word, or a black person calling a white person the C-word, or the JQ word, it's all bullshit, people. They are just words. People
Take it easy.
are dying. There you go. People are dying for their opinions. You know what I mean? But to me, no, I don't think people should be held for any previous stuff. And that goes to all people from all walks of life, from all races. Again, they're just simple words, whether people agree with them or not.
I agree.
It's how you accept it, So,
I agree. I'm a firm believer of freedom of speech, even if it's defamatory or just dehumanizing. I still appreciate freedom of speech, and I will fight for your right to say anything under the sun. I don't give a shit what it is. That is your God-given right by living here in America, by the way.
Yep, I could not agree more. Yeah, but again, we're gonna see how Chud the Builder is gonna play out. You got. Remember, Carmelo Anthony, who stabbed Austin Metcalf,
got $500,000. $500,000 for killing.
Actually, it was about $1 million actually, and
it did go to over $1 million. Son of a bitch!
Oh my!
What they do? They spent it on cars and houses and this and that and the other. And
Take it easy.
They had no money for the. They had no money for the council.
Take it easy.
Well, that trial is coming in the next couple of weeks. So remember, that is opening up June 1st of this year, people. So be on the lookout. You got Chud the Builder, who's again, you
Yeah.
know, he's a scumbag, you know, meaningless, going out, you know, harassing black people, stupid shit. It's meaningless. Does nothing for the community, does nothing more specifically for the white community, because I'm an advocate for white people and our victims. But going back, Chud the Builder's now at a $1.25 million bond
Ooh,
set.
my God.
He cannot no one's gonna bail him out. Not only that, he's
No.
being charged with attempted murder,
Oof.
whether you want to look at it or not in any direction.
Yeah.
But Carmelo Anthony blatantly stabbed another child. He was 17 years old in cold blood. I don't know how many times he stabbed him. Released by the judge, bond dropped from $1 million to $250,000, $250,000. Released on house arrest for over the last year, waiting until trial. But Chud the Builder going around calling black fucking people fucking hard R's. But again, it was just retarded. And he's now his bond set at 1.25. So it's gonna this year is gonna be an interesting time. This Chud the Builder case is gonna be very interesting for the fact of race relations, and really gonna piss off a lot of people. Either way that it steers in the direction towards. So be on the lookout for that. Those two in the coming weeks.
Oh my.
I have to throw this in real quick. What about that woman who was in a park and a little kid, a black kid, came over and started, I believe he was stealing something from her child.
Oh, Shiloh Hendricks.
Yes.
That's
Now,
that story.
She's another one. She ended up getting money because, and I'm sorry, but I supported her. Some kid comes along and steals and tries to steal something from her child. And on top of that, the person who was video recording it
was a sexual predator.
Was a sexual predator.
Oh my goodness.
He was on a couple cases. I listen, every white victim, even whether you agree with Shiloh or not, to me, I don't go around calling black people the hard R. It's pointless. Like, for what? They're just words. But there are repercussions. Sadly, there's the world that we live in. It's clown world. There are a lot of hateful and evil people.
That's right.
I wanted to ask Max. I didn't get a chance to ask Max like what his thoughts are.
He's still in the chat room, by the way, so he might even answer you.
Okay, well, Max, this question is for you, sir. As a black man, in your experiences, which we already understood and heard of, as a black man, who do you think are the most hateful, i.e. racist people in America? Are they white Americans? Are they black Americans? And I didn't get a chance to ask him that because I wanted to put him on the spot. My what I'm going off of is from the countless, endless stories, crime stories, as well as going throughout social media on X. It's always black people shitting on white people, talking crap, trying to harm. All you see is black people physically harming, verbally and physically harming white people, clip after clip, thousands of them. That's why I created patterns. I created patterns on my Rumble account and my X account to expose 30 minutes of clip after clip of black people being obnoxious, arrogant, and violent and hateful. But to you, Max, who do you think is the most hateful, racist people in America? I would love to know what your input is on
Well,
that.
we got to see here what he types out, but as he does that, as he responds to you, if he's still here, I was going to say, do you think that's a product of the mainstream media and the hatred for white straight men in this country?
Well, everyone is held responsible for their own actions. Okay, I think Max responded there. Good question. I've seen both. Okay, fair enough.
Sure.
So the mainstream media, as we know, are controlled ops, and yes, they are a huge problem. But really and truly, at the end of the day, if you look at it, if a white man goes out and is a child molester, that person is a white POS SOB, and he should be held responsible for his actions. I don't see that coming from Black America. I rarely see Black America call out their own people. It's a rarity. It is a rare, like a needle in the haystack.
You mean like Jesse Jackson?
I was just going to say his name.
Well, you look at like I said, Tariq Nasheed, he won't have me on his show because he'll mute me. Because when he says white people are bad and white people are white supremacy, and I'll say, okay, what about this story? What about this story? What about this story? Find it in the reverse. They just shut you down, right? So, but Max is saying, oh, we do. But again, it's that 1%. You rarely
know what it
rarely
is?
See it.
You know what it is, Triple D? It's primarily, and I don't I'm not trying to get political with you on this, but it's primarily a leftist mind
Ideology.
ideology and a way of thinking. 99 times out of 100, you try to have a conversation with a leftist and you start giving them facts because everything is based on emotions with them. You start giving them facts and they just shut down. They either start calling you names or they'll just turn around and walk away because they are incapable of having a debate with you and actually understanding what it is you're trying to say because everything is based on emotion. And I think very much what you're saying is very similar to a leftist ideology. And let's face it, a lot of the Black Americans are on the left, unfortunately.
So
Not everyone, but a lot of them.
to conclude this conversation, Triple D, what would be the outcome that you would like to see in this country? Would you like to see us all be unified and living in harmony, being together?
No, I'm done. No, you're great. I get this question asked all the time. I've been over a
You're
dozen
just
shows,
like me, man.
and a lot of people ask me that question. So
Well,
what's
of course,
the solution?
that's what the listener at home, by the way, that's coming from.
Yeah.
I could intuitively feel that somebody in listening to this had that question in mind, so that's why I threw it at you.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think a lot of people ask me, okay, what's the solution? What did Colin Flaherty always say? I'm not here to change people. What I do is I'm not here to change any person's mind. I'm just here to expose what the media and what the norm is out there that they're not covering or exposing or showing. Okay. When it comes to the long short of it, I want nothing. I just want to be left alone, and I want to live around my own people. Not because I'm a hateful person, not because I don't like Black people or Asian people or Jew. I want to be in my own community where I'm comfortable, just like Japanese people do, just like Black Americans do. I think that the Civil Rights Movement, Civil Rights Acts was the biggest mistake for America. Basically, it was a downgrade for white people, more power to minorities or non-white people. And ever since that, I never grew up in that era, but researching it, educate yourselves, people, research the stories behind things, always question the why. And really to end it off on a good note, every person has the right to live, to live around who they want, and not. And for any other man or woman to tell the other person that they're wrong to think that way or to do so, they're the fucking problem.
Yep.
So
couldn't agree with you more.
Understood. Yeah. And that was Triple D, ladies and gentlemen. Check him out over on rumble.com. Search the Triple D show and you will find his channel there. And my goodness, time flew by here. I can't believe it's been 2 hours already, guys.
Yeah, really.
Could you imagine?
No, this is a sprinkle for my shows. Like I said, I go 4.
I know
5,
you go 4 hours.
6 hours.
Lord.
Well, there's just so much. And remember, my shows specifically just cover white victims harmed by Black people, not Black people harmed by white people, because that you couldn't have a show like what I do. This is why there's a problem, and that's why I do what I do, because somebody fucking has to. Nobody wants to touch. Nobody wants to poke the bear. Nobody wants to poke.
Yeah,
the
these
bear,
are very highly inflammatory type of conversations. Most people are very uncomfortable talking about this, but here on the program we do things a lot differently. I don't cut people off. I give people a chance to speak their mind, and a lot of the more mainstream platforms out there, they don't do such thing. They will not even have you on the program, by the way, Triple D.
Well, that's the thing. I see some of your people commenting saying, imagine 4 hours of this. Yeah, well, just imagine. Yeah, what are you doing about it? Nothing. You're just sitting there talking about it.
Oh, shit.
And for the other people, and what are people like other people saying, understand why he doesn't use my real name. Yeah, what's your real name? What do you do for a career? What have you done for the white community? Probably nothing but sit and type, right? And I'm not trying to attack people, but I'm just saying this is what I get all the time. I advocate for white people. That's wrong. I cover white victims due to Black crime, and people don't like that. That's wrong. I talk about FBI crime stats from various years, dissect the shit out of them, waste my time, invest my time, and expose it, and I'm still wrong. And you know why I'm wrong? It's because I'm white.
And once again, it's a leftist talking point that you cannot have a discussion with them because it's all based on emotion. They refuse to accept fact.
Yeah. And really, I really don't care what people think of me. I know what I do for my people. And, I'll continue to do what I do because, again, going back as a broken record, Somebody has to do it. Black communities speak up and advocate for themselves, and there's
That's
not
right.
a problem. People do it. Power to them. Stop Asian hate. Power to them. Latino pride. Power to
Latinos,
them.
all of them.
No, not white people.
No,
God forbid a
forbid.
white man gets on a fucking show and does a weekly episode every 5 to 6 hours and talks about the brutal crimes against white people, the humanity towards it. No, fuck it.
You're a white supremacist if you do it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of
Mod
it too, man. And I'm sorry, I know you're ending this, Michael, but I just got to say, he Triple D said earlier that he's so far gone from the left and or right. I'm like that now too. I'm so far off the whatever you call it, the level. There's no classification for me anymore. So
Well, welcome to the present age, Mike, where all of us are sick of whatever the left and right paradigm is. I'm way past that, Mike, as you know. I'm far gone, my friend.
I know.
I mean, how can I not be? How can a majority of America not be far past gone any of these political narratives, whether you're on the right or left? All of that is garbage.
It is uniparty. I call it the uniparty, and people just need to wake the fuck up and truly educate themselves on really who the real enemy is at the end of the day. And I'll tell you right now, and it's not white people. But I do see a lot of black people harming white people. I see a lot of black folk out there harming white folk, and people aren't talking about it. So,
well, Triple D, you know who the culprit is. You know who the real enemy is. You know who it is. Oh, yes.
There's your song.
My God. But
look at this Victoria Grimes, just constantly bombarding. Wake up and be scared. Sweetheart, I worked level 6 prison for I was an officer of the law here in Florida. We're law enforcement. You would shit your pants in the fucking in the cases that I've covered. You would shit your pants. And this is all the keyboard warriors that have nothing better to do but sit there and act like they fucking know it
all the time. The time.
Come on the show right now. Call in, Victoria, and let's hear what your career is, what you've done for the betterment of the world, and how fucking diverse you are, and everybody's the same. Come on the show. I'll wait an extra 5 minutes and let's hear what you have to say, other than trying to attack me. I'll give you 2 minutes right now.
Do it.
Come on, supporter. Come on the show. Let's end it off with a fucking bang. Bada bing, bada fucking boom, right there.
Oh my goodness.
Bring it on.
Do it.
There's the number right there, people. 424-285-6699. This is the Michael Decon program with your co-host, Myke Hyde there, right?
Myke Hideous.
Myke Hideous. Myke Hyde. Myke Hideous.
The Black Italian.
Come on.
The Black Italian, right?
Yeah. Come on. Call in, Victoria. I'm waiting for you. Let's hear what you have to say.
Let's see.
Of course you bet. I'm not welcome because I'm black. Exactly.
Well, listen.
We got a bingo. We got a bingo.
Oh my goodness.
Proven.
Well, Triple D, again, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to have you here on the program. Once again, I thought it was a very entertainment segment of the program, and I thank you for bringing the heat here, my friend.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. And listen, man, pleasure being on the show. I'll definitely come on a future one again if you need.
Absolutely. Sure.
And and for all the people out there, you can find me on X at the Triple D Show, as well as Rumble. I'm all over. I'm on every social media platform. And Myke Hideous reached out to get my contact information. For all the people out there, for all you ignorant people out there, remember, I don't promote hate. I expose it.
There he is. Very nice. Well, Triple D, once again, thank you so much for being a part of the program, and we apologize for taking too much of your time here, my friend. But yes, much.
No.
Again. Awesome. Well, look, God bless you and your family and friend, and you stay safe out there.
Well, sir. Absolutely. You as well, sir. You take care, lads. Great time, and be safe. 1A, 2A, people.
Thank you, Triple D.
Take care. Cheers, boys.
And there he goes. We really appreciate Triple D here on the program, a longtime favorite for some of our listeners out there. And that was pretty intense, right, Mike?
I'm telling you.
That was great.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot of fun. Did you have fun, Mike?
Quite a show.
I thought you'd like that one. I had a feeling. You're a Black Italian, you're a little confused.
A little confused.
Yeah. He's a confused young man. What can I say?
Excuse me 1 second. Hey, leave her alone. Sorry,
Ooh.
my cat.
Oh!
Yes, the
My
precious
apologies.
cats out there, yes. Man, Mike, that was amazing. I had a great time. I just can't believe how quickly this time went by. It's insane, Mike.
Yeah, it's crazy. So amazing. That was really a good
Jesus.
show, and Max called in. That was a really good conversation. So
Absolutely. Love Max. Great times by all. Yeah, I
yeah,
do appreciate all of you guys out there. And Mike, any final words before I cut you loose, my friend?
that's it, buddy. I'm good.
Nothing. Nothing to plug. No person.
Nope.
No man or woman to plug.
Nope.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Mike with his final words. And yes, Mike, we'll do it again soon, my friend.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for having me on. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, whether it's live or the pre-recorded, or whatever, the recorded show.
Memorex.
Thanks, guys.
Very cool,
And
Mike.
hold on, I gotta pull you up on the screen here because I wasn't looking at the screen. Okay, now I can click off. All right, talk to you later, man. Bye.
All right, brother. Take care. And there he goes, boys and girls. That was the one and only Myke Hideous. And I appreciate all of you out there for taking the time to press play and listen to all this. Listen to the rantings of a group of wild animals like myself, my guest, and Mike. Yes, we raised a little hell here tonight, and hopefully you really enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. It was a good one, boys and girls, and yes, we will do it again very, very soon. Yes, and yes, play that music. Love that. It fits the theme here of this program, the creepy music. I love that. But yes, boys and girls, I want you to all have a good weekend, a safe weekend, and much love to Max and my father for calling in, and all the international listeners and those who will listen later on the podcast rendition of this program. And yes, michaeldeacon.com, go there, search around. We'll have the store up and running eventually here. I'm still working on new designs, and you will like them, I promise. I promise. My God. What a hell of a show that was. But yes, I shall see you on the other side. And with that said, the world is a mysterious place, and life itself is a mystery. Until next time, good night.
The new Media Mothership has landed. Beginning transmission now.